So, Monster. It is certainly a book and definitely written by Walter. Well, kind of a book, but definitely written by Walter. But I'll get to that later. The general summary is that there is this young man right here, this Steve Harmon. Now, Steve is just your average 16-year-old kid living in Harlem, New York City, that loves his film class at Stuyvesant.
Stuyvesant High School.
But his life is flipped upside down when he is accused of felony murder and has to fight his way out of jail in court for nearly a year. The book basically takes us through all of court, bringing in various witnesses. We obviously meet all of the lawyers, the jury, the judge, the defendants, all of that good court stuff. And there's loads of speculation until we are left with a cliffhanger at the end. And honestly, it was a pretty good book until the end, which I'm not going to spoil, but I feel like there could have been more instead of just saying where all the characters ended up in a couple years. But there is one major difference with this book that sets it apart from any other crime/mystery books, or really just any other books for the better or for the worse. And that is, it is presented as a script for a film? Yeah, it's pretty weird to read, but if you understand some of these things that can mean like close-up or mid-shot, it is okay. Now, this film/play script is not the only content in the book. It also has little intervals of journal entries written by Steve in jail, and sometimes there are also flashbacks that help explain the story. The script is also written by him, but we find out later that he dramatizes some of the scenes and changes how he writes some of the stuff at the end, but the whole premise is that the film kid goes on trial and writes his story as a screenplay. I did like the way that it was written, not because it's actually a good way to write a book, but because it is very unique. I also liked the entire first half of the book. It was full of speculation, but it definitely fell off at the end. It was also pretty interesting that there wasn't really a dramatic climax at the end. We just read about the aftermath of a climactic event where someone dies. Now, it was a tad climactic at the end when you finally found out if the jury finds if he is guilty or not, but it just didn't feel that dramatic at all, and you'll know what I mean if you've read it. Now, the theme. Well, there isn't really an obvious theme, and mainly because the book was focused on the plot and how different it is. But if there were to be one theme that taught a story, I think that it would probably be Steve had to work hard and power through each step of the way to get back to his normal life. Finally, I think you would like this book if you enjoy reading something different. Also, you might enjoy it if you also prefer genres like drama, crime, or mystery. Anyway, that's all from me. Thanks for watching. Oh yeah, crap. I nearly forgot. I give this book, let's just say, 17 Harlems in 1950 out of 100. Trust me, it makes sense.